Hello, good afternoon. 2 British students are among 4 pro-Tibet demonstrators who've been arrested during the final leg of the Olympic torch relay through Beijing.
Let's go straight to Michelle Hussein in Beijing.
This has been a day when we have seen the Olympic flame carried through the streets of this city as it prepares to welcome the Olympic flame and all the athletes and those who've come to watch the Games. The ceremony will be underway 48 hours from now. So it was really a moment of national pride for China to see the torch come back to Beijing after the Olympic international relay, and also the 4 months that it has spent travelling through the length and breadth of China itself. This was also a day, though, that we saw some protests, despite the tight security situation in Beijing at the moment, and indeed elsewhere in China after the attack on a police station in western China earlier on this week. Anti and pro-Tibet protesters managed to unfurl a banner very close to where I am now, close to the Olympic Stadium, and were then arrested. We also saw some American Christians staging a pro-life protest in Tiananmen Square itself. So the day hasn't passed off without incident. My colleague Quinton Somerville takes stock of what we have seen happen.
In the heart of the Forbidden City, the Olympic flame is returned to the people of Beijing. It might have had a rough time overseas, but here it got an ecstatic welcome. The torch has ignited Olympic fever in the city. This was a celebration for ordinary Beijingers, made all the more thrilling by the arrival of their hero, basketball star Yao Ming. Under the watchful gaze of an earlier icon, he brought the torch into Tiananmen Square. But elsewhere, a breach of security and an unwelcome reminder for China that Tibet won't be forgotten during the Olympics. The police could do little to stop this protest as Students for a Free Tibet unfurled their banner. John Hossifer founded Students for a Free Tibet. He met with me this morning and warned of more trouble ahead.
I think that we can expect to see more protests like this throughout the Olympic Games. The Tibetan cause has enormous support around the world. People are going to continue to speak out. Students for a Free Tibet is not going to stop until Tibet is free.
Later it emerged that 4 of the group's activists were detained, including 2 Britons. It's likely they'll be deported.
It's only 2 days to go until the opening ceremony, and Beijing is alive with excitement. But already things aren't going to plan. And China's realising that even with its enormous security presence, it will be nearly impossible to keep politics out of these Olympic Games. Quinton Somerville, BBC News, Beijing.
Well, one of the protesters that you actually saw managing to climb one of those poles and unfurl the banners is Ian Tom, and he also managed to speak to a journalist on a mobile phone while he was still there on top of that pole, and this is part of what he said.
Are you the gentleman up on the lamppost?
I am, yeah. My name's Ian, and I've just climbed this lamppost. That's true. Well, we're here today. I'm here today because I'm a long-term Tibet activist, the Tibet supporter, and I feel like now is a really critical time for Tibet.
Ian Tom, who's a university student. Interestingly, soon after that protest that happened here in Beijing, some of the other students, British students who were involved with the same pro-Tibet movement, managed to actually scale Tower Bridge in London. So a sign of how that feeling about Tibet is continuing through the Games and this last run up to the Games.